Hello my friends and welcome to another questionable video. Now I'm traveling this week, so I don't have the time to give you the classic, well thought out content that I at least sometimes strive to put on the channel. So what we're doing instead is something pretty dumb again. This is the Void. It is an area of the Subnautica map that effectively surrounds the entire map, and it is meant to gatekeep the player from leaving the crater. Now, as defined in the game, the Void isn't infinite. In fact, if you travel down to its crushing depths, there is actually an end at 8,192 meters, after which point you will be teleported back into the safe shallows. Now naturally, a point like this doesn't just exist on the vertical axis, but also on the horizontal one. And in this video, I decided to see if I could build a base all the way to it. Now, to talk you through how it all went, I first needed to decide on a good place to start. Now, I understood that this base would mostly just be me building in a straight line, but I wanted to obviously start on the very edge of the Void, so I would have to build, as little as possible since it would already be ridiculously long. Now, you might be wondering, why not just swim out into the Void itself and build there? But there's a problem. See, the game doesn't really like you building in the Void, and it won't really let you build stuff unless it is anchored to something. So the build actually needed to start on the crater, on the legit part of the map, and then we would go out. To start, I decided to pick this particular piece right next to the Sea Treader's Path. It's a pretty neat small area that I rarely go to, but for this experiment it will work wonders. To start, I built a multi-purpose room, and then simply set a direction, and it was time to build a lot. Now, as we go through the Void, most people assume that it effectively looks like this. The crater ends, you enter the Void, and that goes on for 8,000 meters. But that's not actually the case. In reality, it looks a little bit more like this. And as we go through the individual sections, I will explain them to you. But first, we're starting on the map and entering the, let's call it, legit Void. This section can be easily characterized by the very dark blue water that quickly turns black when you look down. Throughout this build, you will also see me spamming the print biome command, which just basically prints out what biome you're currently located in. And of course, doing this in this legit part of the Void will simply return that. The final characteristic of this area is the 3 adult ghost leviathans that will spawn, which I had to take care of on a couple of occasions. Like, look, they were bumping into me and making it difficult to build, and let's just move on. So the build continued pretty smooth. I was already kind of used to building long bases going in one direction, so I just employed the same tactic as last time, and onwards we went. Now, here you can see where we start passing into some of the stranger areas. This is what I call the confusion area of the Void, simply because the game gets really confused about what biome you're in. Like here, you can see the water change shade, and the print biome command actually returns the crash zone. This will happen on several occasions here, where the game seemingly doesn't really know what to do with your location, and it can actually return a bunch of different biomes that you're supposedly located in. It was here I also noticed something pretty funny. Apparently, when you have a corpse of a ghost leviathan, it acts as a surface, so the game will project a base which is struts kind of going down onto the corpse as if it was the ocean floor. Kind of morbid when you think about it, but also mildly interesting, I guess. Anyways, the build continued onwards. And at this point, the Void again goes through sections which are the regular Void, ghost leviathans will spawn, and sections where a random different biome will trigger. The main thing I was dreading all along was the all-knowing lag, which would probably show up sooner or later, but I do have to say, something about playing Subnautica 2.0 on the latest update seems to have fixed a massive portion of it. And then, at last, I had finally reached what I will call the barrier. This place, which, seemingly when you just look at it doesn't look any different than any other part of the Void, kinda has one major difference. And that is that when you press print biome, all of the squares below show up red, and no text is displayed. This is because we have effectively and officially left the map. Here you can see me just crossing the border between what is printed out as Void and what is effectively nothing. A pretty cool way to demonstrate this is that if you let ghost leviathans spawn, swimming just past the barrier will immediately make them retreat and effectively despawn because you are technically no longer in the Void biome. Now, of course, I could have just ended the video there, but I kind of wanted to know if I can build further. I just kind of wanted to know what is the effective barrier. So I pressed on. Can't really say this was the most entertaining part of the build. At this point the ghosts weren't even spawning anymore, so all I was looking at was just this pitch endless black void. But onwards we went, and then it finally happened. You can see my mask freaking out, but here, just over 10,000 meters from the life pod, I found the very end. As you can see, I built this last compartment, I'm swimming towards it, and just like that, we are teleported into the safe shallows. So next, I decided to see what the surface would look like, and I built a vertical connector all the way up from 300 something meters I was down to the surface. And there, I built this cute little base which effectively exists on the very edge of what is reachable terrain and what isn't. You can see that passing through it will spawn you back in the safe shallows with no water physics for some reason. But alas, everything that you can see around you is pretty much just empty ocean. I tried getting across the barrier that teleports you back by getting onto a chair and seeing if I could kind of move myself through the barrier this way, but unfortunately it didn't work. On the very last one, while I was technically sitting outside of the zone, as soon as I stood up, I got teleported back, since I think it's less of a singular barrier and more of a region. Now I know that in the last crazy long base video I did, a bunch of you said that it's unfortunate I didn't just run through the base at the end, so we're correcting that. After building this nice reception area at the start to get you the refreshments you would need for your nice 8-kilometer hike, I strapped in, set the game speed to 4, which by the way this clip will still be sped up from that, and got to work. Now before I play this is actually a big disclaimer, massive epilepsy warning on this. There'll be a very strong sort of strobe effect as I run through this base at hyperspeed, and so if you have any inclination, even the slightest one, towards epilepsy, please stop the video now, or just fast forward to the timestamp in the chapters, because this will probably put you in the hospital. With that, enjoy. And there is the end. If you guys are curious as to how long that took, at 4 times the game speed and while non-stop sprinting, it was just around 5 minutes of running, which, you know, considering everything means that at regular speed, you would have been running for 20 minutes to reach the end of this base. But hey, you know what? The sacrifices we do for science. Anyways, guys, that brings us to the end of this video, so I really hope you enjoyed. And if you did, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All of those would be very much appreciated. With that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of today, and I'll see you guys in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.